What's up, YouTube? It's Mr. Ferguson. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. Thank you so much for joining me for yet another video. In today's video, guys, we want to talk about one thing that we're going to throw down real quick. Now, in one of our previous videos way back when, if you remember, way back around the May time frame, we talked about preventing grubs and preventing insects, and we actually put down prevention treatment with that Nicorette type active ingredient grub prevention down in our lawn to kill off the June bugs and the eggs that were going to be laid in the soil. And I want to give a shout out to Billy. I just met down the road a neighbor who's been working on his yard. He smoked off his front yard, backyard, working on it. It's coming in beautifully. So shout out to Billy. I don't even know if he watches the videos, but pretty knowledgeable in the lawn industry, landscaping and lawn care is what I'm trying to say. But he came by, we had a talk, and he was noticing things that may be grub activity in my lawn when he was standing in my driveway talking. So you know me, I started saying, well, let's jump on that, because me and my wife have been in the talks about the ants. We're seeing a lot of ant mounds popping up in my yard right now, and we need to do something about the ants. Well, lo and behold, we've got the answer right here. So let's take a look at it and let's throw this down, because we don't want anything munching on our roots. So what we are referring to, guys, right here, let me block the sun, but treats up to 20,000 square feet. This is the BioAdvance Complete Insect Killer, and it kills surface insects and kills soil insects for up to 3 months. And again, it does treat up to 20,000 square feet, but you got to read the label. You want to make sure there's different rates for different insects. This does kill surface bugs like ants in 24 hours. So that's the good thing. So I don't really deal with a lot of ticks. We do maybe have mole crickets. I know that's something that we saw down at Billy's house when he was in the lawn, and definitely last year we hit on grubs. And I actually want to do a flashback here before we go back any more into this. Let's go to a clip from 2019, and I want you guys to watch this because I think we have our answer. So let's go back. Curious about this section over here, because there's areas on the berm here it was growing, and now it seems to be slowing down, and I don't know why that is. There's still grass there, but it's just not taking off like the areas around it. As you see, look at these little patches. I'm curious to know what the little patches are about, because I'm not sure, unless it's ants or some kind of insect trying to mess with it. But it's ants or some kind of insect trying to mess with it, but it's ants or some kind of insect trying to mess with it. But so as you should have seen from that clip, those circle areas on that side berm over there, basically that to me looks like those grubs were coming up and feeding on those roots without a shadow of a doubt now. And even not knowing what I was talking about then, I said it looks like some type of insect or something. All of that grass around, go back and pause it, look at all the tall grass around it, but then you got circle areas, and that must be where the grubs were munching. So anyways, if we was dealing with that last year and didn't kill them, this year we definitely want to. So anyways, like I was saying, down here it gives you your spreader settings on all of this, but it talks about what it kills, which it goes into ants, fleas, ticks, deer ticks, white grubs, mole crickets, everything you need, European crane fly larvae, all of these things. And the coverage is up to 20,000 square feet for ants, fleas, and ticks, but covers up to 10,000 square foot for all other listed pests, excuse me. So if it's not ants, fleas, and ticks, that means grubs. So really this covers 10,000 square feet for grubs. So we want to put all, that's why I'm putting this all down. Be sure that you read the label, guys. Read the label. Don't just look at the front of this and say, oh, well, it covers 20,000 square feet. I just need to put half a bag down. Well, then you wouldn't technically be covering yourself to stop and kill these grubs in your yard. Then when it keeps happening, you're like, bad review on BioAdvance. This stuff sucks. It's no good. That's, you know, I am capable of doing that. But in the store, I was sure to turn it around and closely read this, because I want to definitely kill the ants, but definitely kill the grubs as well. And this kind of goes into how to use it and all of the explanatory stuff. And if you are curious about active ingredient stuff or not, now that B-Sci something that's 0.05, wow, that's strong if there's just that much in there. Basically, I heard Lawn Care Nut talking about this. This is a new type of chemical that lasts longer in the soil, which allows them to say kill soil insects for up to 3 months. It sits in the soil longer for these creatures to eat it. So anyways, if you're not doing this in your new lawn, protect your lawn. If you don't know if you got grubs, if you're seeing little crop circles popping up, it's likely that you have them. You can dig and check. I didn't do that. I'm just going to go ahead and put it down for the ants anyway. So something to think about. All right, guys, apologize for the bush head, but that's just how I am these days. Living the Jesus life, the long hair, the long whatever beard. So longest my hair has literally been my whole life, but anyways. So in regards to the grub treatment, insect treatment, I recorded 3 videos prior to this. I'm making this video throughout the week, but I have applied that to the lawn. It actually came out really fast in my Scott's Elite spreader in the front yard, and I had to back that way down because it didn't list the Scott's Elite spreader on the bag. So I did cover everything, but I had to go lighter back here in the backyard and then back around on the sides. But I did throw that product down, and I have watered it in yesterday. Today, I came out and we've got weather coming in tomorrow. It's supposed to be overcast, possible rain tomorrow, which will be Friday, which is the day the previous video drops. But today I was like, you know what? It might rain tomorrow. It's supposed to rain here Saturday and Sunday. So I said, today is the day I'm going to go ahead and mow. And I was literally walking around my house, guys, like, Lord, what do I do? Do I leave it? Do I need to mow it? So I came out here this morning, somewhere around, well, this morning I say, but it's somewhere around lunchtime. And I dropped my mower down. Typically I'll cut it on, my mower has a settings all the way up to 9. Typically I cut it on 8 or 7. I dropped it down to between 5 and 6. So I dropped it down. I measured. It was roughly 3 inches, roughly. It may be a little taller. So I wanted to try to get some of the grass, the new grass, the baby grass that is long enough to be cut. I wanted to cut. Now, as I mentioned to you guys over here, sorry, son, over here where we did, if you watched the last video, we did a reseeding over here by the shed, and this area right here, this area right here, I did not cut today. I cut my side, I cut what's behind me, and then I cut the front yard. So you can see the little stripes behind me. I think it looks pretty decent. So, but I want to get you guys in the lawn. It's very easy, you know, and deceiving to stand up here and say, yeah, look at my stripes, how awesome my yard looks. But I want you guys to get in, see how it's a little thin, and just show you what it looks like. This is the second mow. I didn't even talk about this, but I did mow the existing grass last week. So it's been about a week, and I did that on a high setting. I cut that at about 3.75 inches. I cut the existing grass. It was so long, it was making the baby grass look really small, and it was just out of control, so I cut it. I had some grass that was 6, 7, 8 inches tall, so I did cut that, and I noticed it did start to grow. And today I said, you know what, I'm going to drop it down. We're going to try to cut as much as I can and get some of this baby grass cut so when it can begin. Obviously, you guys know this, the more you mow, the more it grows. The more you cut, the more that it expands the roots and it begins to really get mature faster. So that's the whole idea. So I really am like being impatient with trying to get the cut. So really today was the first cut for a lot of the baby grass coming up, and still, even on the berm up here, you'll see it still wasn't long enough to even get hit by the mower, even though I lowered it significantly from what I typically do in my yard. Let me shut up and let's go look at the yard, look at the first mow. So we'll just start right here in the backyard. As you see, well, we got some pretty little stripes, but as you can see, we're still a little thin on that hill, and the sunlight, obviously the sun's to my back, so you can see the shadowing. It's still thin over there on the hill, so you're able to see here, we're still thin, and it really is still thin in comparison to some of the pictures you've seen on this channel. This grass is nowhere near what we were like in May and June of this past year. So we've got a long ways to go. And again, I didn't even cut over here by the shed where we got the peat moss thrown down, where we reseeded. Remember the shed, you're not looking at that, right? Because me and Dad are gonna fix that. We may even, actually while we're on that, me and Dad talked about maybe expanding this to make it a little bit bigger, either to the right or a little bit to the left. I don't know, or we may just repair this, so not sure. But anyways, I didn't even cut this, and you can't really even tell besides a little bit of the existing grass right here. Had a lot of this last year where seed germinated, it popped up, it just wasn't thick. And then come springtime after the winter, it really took off, and some of it over the winter when it just grew in. So I'm hoping this area will grow in, but if not, we might get some sun and shade mix, and just to cover this area, because it literally never gets sun. We're pretty good in this section. Again, the washout area, we're hoping that will fill in and seed there. I'm gonna try not to blind you guys, but we're gonna walk around. Here's another spot that was kind of bare, and I don't know if you can see it. May need to turn around from the sun. So we've thrown down peat moss, and we do have baby seed, so it is coming up. We're just being patient. Still got to be patient, but you can see the job. Now I went left to right here, or right to left, cutting this, so you should see the stripes this way. Of course, the sun is, you know, behind me, so let me go down here. Maybe, yeah, we can see a little bit of striping here, so it looks okay. And you can see I started over here, basically underneath this tree, so we stopped, you know, this whole section we didn't do. So yeah, you got some little baby stripes there. You know, it's got seed over there, so I'm trying to keep the seed moist, and maybe it'll germinate here soon. If you think about it, guys, really, to be honest with you, up here on the hill, they've just cleared out a lot of area and expanded the neighborhood. These guys came and threw down seed. They ain't put a drop of water on that area, and that all of that seed is germinated just by rain. And it's just, and we did have, you know, rain off and on, but the seed will more than likely germinate, and I'm not too concerned. We do have grass growing, so it's not like I need it to germinate now, but it will eventually germinate. So if you think about it in those terms, we're fine. But moving back up again, you can see kind of the stripes here. We got some stripes. It looks like we missed a blade right here. Yeah, look at this guy. Oh, he got missed, but healthy blade, no fungus on it. That's a healthy blade. So we still got Bermuda over here next to the neighbor's yard, so it is starting to kind of go dormant. Today it's 78 degrees here, so it's perfect growing weather. But again, we got Mr. Sand over here. This whole section, it really all needs to be done. You can see how it dips down and then comes back up, and it's just rough and bumpy. This whole section needs to be reworked. It's just a matter of how much you want to, you know, put into it. So eventually I do need to do that. I'm kind of worried about this area. This is, again, we got the neighbors. You can see the line here, but it's all this dying off Bermuda. This area, you know, it's got good seed coming up. It's just not coming up real thick. It is here. I can see it. It is existing, but this section was looking good last year. It's kind of bare and thin, so I'm hoping this will fill out in the springtime. And also, you may notice I put my little pink flags up there. I don't know if I mentioned it. I think I did, but FedEx came and just parked right here on my new grass the other day to deliver to one of our neighbors over here across the street. And I'm like, are you serious? And it just kind of ticked me off. So I went and bought some little mini pink flags and threw those down. So anyways, we cut it obviously this way when the wife was at work. So liking the stripes, I'm liking what I'm seeing. The overseeding on the existing front yard is looking sweet. And obviously you can tell by the other lawns up in the shot that the color is just popping right now. It is noticeable with the color. Remember, we put down green pop originally when we overseed, and then I put down some stay green to kind of boost it up when it felt like it was going even slower. So I have put starter down twice. And then here is on the hill. Remember, this is what we glyphosated. It is somewhat coming in, but like I said, it didn't really get cut. I think most of it didn't even get touched by the blades of the mower. So and there is junk down here in the sewer area, well, what I call the gutter area. There's junk all up in here, so may need to get out and put some triplet on that. So we'll walk over by the mailbox area and back down the side over here real quick, and we'll wrap this video up. This section's doing pretty well. It's coming along. This is probably the worst area. I'm hoping this will eventually fill in, but it's not bad. It's not weeds. It's just, it looks kind of dry now, but I've actually just watered it. not an hour ago. So it should actually be pretty good on water. But this section's actually not bad. Let me try to get my shadow out of the shot. But I'm impressed with this section. I cut it sideways. Normally I go up and down with it, but it's this little mailbox area is filling in nicely. I'm impressed with it. And it also gets sun all day long. So I come out here and hand water this. But right here by this existing grass, that's where you really, that's where I'm really hoping it will come in eventually with bluegrass and things of that nature. So it needs to just mature, and it's looking really good. So this section is really impressing me. The bank not so much, but you know, who looks at that? This section, I actually had Billy, my neighbor, once again, he came over and was thinking grubs may be chewing on roots over here. So another reason why obviously we put down the insect killer, in addition to we already had ant piles. So I don't know if you guys, obviously North Carolina, we get them all the time, but ever since I've put down the insect killer, they've already moved on. And then this section is just really slow to develop. Once again, let me get my shadow out, but you guys can see kind of what we're dealing with. It's filling in, it's just taking its sweet time to do so. We did put a little peat moss down over here. I may have dropped a little bit more seed on it as well to try to thicken it up as time goes on. But anyways, it's looking decent. It's I ran them over from left to right, so it's looking good there. In the front, we're looking good. We've put down peat moss, we've sprinkled a little seed. We still have Bermuda. I'm waiting on to check out and get the heck out of here, and waiting on some of this Kentucky bluegrass and fescue to keep coming up, keep thickening up, so that we can, you know, finally have it maturing and maturing well. So it's looking good. And I'm showing you guys everything. I don't want you to get an impression like, oh, Mr. Ferguson knows exactly what he's doing. His yard is gorgeous. And I just show you this. You know, showing you this is simple and saying, look how awesome my yard is. I'm a pro. And that's not fair. That's not why we're here. We're here to see really the imperfections, not the glorious. I don't want to toot my own horn. Yes, I'm excited. This is the best I've felt about the lawn in some time. I've been really nervous because I skimped on the poundage of seed thrown down this year. I've been really nervous, but I'm feeling better about it as the Lord blesses it, and is truly, I'm dead serious, guys. I pray about it all the time. Lord, thicken it up. Lord, make it nice. Lord, I pray, and I pray for my neighbor's yard, Kevin, Mr. Kevin. I pray for Mr. Charles. My girls play with Charlie across the street. Her dad planted over there. Praying for his yard. Mr. Billy, who I told you about that was over here the other day. I pray for our neighbors' yards too, that theirs will be blessed. It's not just about us all the time. Side yard is coming along. As you see, I think it looks pretty awesome. The best it's looked in basically since June of this past year. July destroyed it, and it's been ugly ever since, and we're coming back, baby. We're coming back. So I'm excited about it. So as you can see, it's just getting better every day, getting better. Water, and I'm due for another RGS throwdown here shortly, so I may or may not film it, but I will inform you guys that I'm going to be doing that soon. I use the Yard Mastery app. If you're unaware of Yard Mastery, look it up in the iTunes or Google Play Store. It's a very good app that tells you when to throw down biostimulants. It tells you and reminds you when to throw down fertilizer, and it's very good. You can keep a list, a journal of what you're doing to your lawn, to go back and look at it to say, and you can take pictures of that moment as well. So highly recommend the Yard Mastery app. So there we go, guys. You get the gist. We're still thin in areas like this property line area. I like for it to thicken up some, but hopefully some of the late seed that we threw down, it will look a little better. So guys, I appreciate it so much. Thank you again for stopping by the channel. Like I said, I'm the most excited I've been in a while about the yard. I've been so nervous about it, how much, like I said, how much seed I originally threw down. I was low. I put some 3 days later back on top of it, and now we're reseeding areas. We've got natural God-given rain coming in the next couple days. I'm excited about that because, like Pete says, like many of the professionals will tell you, there's just something about the rain that comes from the Lord, that he provides for us, that's natural, that has these nutrients, and something about it that's just better than our chlorine drinking water that we're throwing down on our lawn. So I'm excited for that. So things are going well. We've got down our grub killer just in case, to kill the ants, to kill the grubs. We've spread that out. We've watered it in. Today we got a mow in. So hopefully those roots are expanding and we are getting maturity. We're trying to get it to mature. And I'm holding off. In the shed over here, I've got Carbon X just standing by. It's just dying to get out here and be thrown in the yard. But obviously, like I just said during the walkthrough, we've put down two apps of starter fert on this. It's green. It looks really good color wise. It could definitely be a little bit greener and a little bit darker, and that's just from starter fert, not even high nitrogen fert. But I'm gonna hold off because my plan is, what I want to do is throw that down right around the 25th of October, right before Halloween. I want to get that nice pretty green color right before Halloween. If somebody said it, Halloween domination, they're exactly right. I still have just a little bit of green effect, and I just restocked on RGS Humic 12 micro green, which we know has iron in it. So we'll be trying to make it just as green as we can for Halloween when everybody's walking around the neighborhood. We want to impress them. I want to thank you guys so much for stopping by for another video. Again, if you would like to send in your pictures of your hard work, where you guys are at right now on your lawn, what it's looking like, at Mr. Ferguson Lawn on Facebook or Twitter. If not, we will catch you again on Mondays and Friday mornings is when my videos were released. I've got them set to schedule. We may tweak this and alter this, and I may send out videos in midweek and on the weekends if things occur and I just feel like making a video. So don't think it will only be those days. I'm just trying not to kill myself with YouTube videos. So thank you so much. We're enjoying the mow. I enjoyed the mow today. I'm gonna enjoy some pizza here in a little bit. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. We'll see you on the next video.